he's an example of what young athletes should look at today. It's a model. This is 32 years of giving back and giving back to a community that meant so much to him. I think that's what makes Illinois special, is we have a place to call home. Kendall feels great about this community. They obviously loved him and his time here. And now to come back and support Cunningham Children's Home and to do it for so long and to invest his time. It's great for me to see his wife, to see his kids be a part of this. It's what it's all about. And, it's so much more than basketball. Kendall understands that, and it's great for our community.
He's a great example of what can happen to a little Illinois kid who stays at home and stays true to those allegiances along the way.
Yeah, we use him all the time as an example, and there's tremendous legacy that he has established here, and he did that as a player, and obviously his on the court accolades speak for themselves, but he's matched that as a person and as a human being, and what he's done and given back to this community. And it's not just financial, it's his time, it's his commitment, it's his love for the university that loved him so much. And to me, that's what makes Illinois special. It's a place that they can always call home, and they keep giving back to them. And he's done just the opposite. He's given back to the community.
Brad, what's your feeling with Ayo going into later this month? Like, what's the feedback you hear, and how excited are you to have that representative of your program?
Yeah, well, there's probably not enough adjectives to describe how happy I am for Ayo, and everything we've heard has been off the chart, from the way he's conducted himself in interviews to his performance on the court, his testing. That's a tribute to how hard he works, how he's developed, how he's matured over the course of time. And I don't think there's any doubt he'll be a first-round pick. We'll have to see. It's always crazy, be nuts to try to predict where trades happen, but we know he's going to be a first-round pick. He deserves that, and it's huge for our program to see a guy that came here, believed in us when we were not winning, to become a 1 seed, to change his body and develop into one of the great players in all of college basketball.
How often is that used with recruits?
A lot. Yeah, I hope I'm really smart by doing that. No, he's earned that right. He's a great example. He was patient. He was able to be a great listener. I say that's one of his best attributes, and see what people had to say and why he wasn't maybe where he wanted to be after year one or year two, and then get in the gym and work and take those things and become something that is translates to the next level. And he's going to have a long NBA career, and he's a great example of what patience and hard work will get you.
I guess a couple weeks before Tim's on staff officially, what made him the right choice to pair with Chester and Jeff?
Yeah, and I think there's three very important things in a program: staff, recruiting, and scheduling. And we all talk about a lot of those other things, but the importance of staff is vital for me. And obviously we had transition, we had a great staff. Those guys were phenomenal in helping me build a program. They were instrumental. They do a great job with relationships. And so it was something that I take time with. I don't rush. I don't just go out. Jeff was the obvious. He was within our program. He's loyal. I know his involvement on a day-to-day basis was much, much bigger than all of you know. And yet, finding the other pieces, and I've had my eye on Chester for a long time, and he's been a rock star in this business at a very young age, and then Tim with his background, he's got a vast background and in so many areas. He's an elite development guy that has been played out and well talked about. He knows Chicago. He knows the country. His involvement in youth basketball was instrumental, and yet he's been at the collegiate level, and I'm excited. It's just a great combination. Everybody brings a little bit something different. We look for that, and I'm excited to get this chemistry going with this group.
I mean, did you go into this process thinking I've got to get a Chicago guy, or was that just maybe a benefit of Tim is a Chicago?
No, that is a benefit of having Tim as a Chicago guy. And I talked to Tim 4 years ago when I got the job, and knew of him, didn't really get to know him, and then as you build a relationship, that was a big part of that for me. Tim and I built a relationship. We saw each other on the road. We became acquaintances. We played them a few years back, and then as we conversed, it just became very easy for me to make that choice and decision. And it wasn't just the fact that he's from Chicago. That's a plus in my estimation. He's got nationwide capabilities, and you pair that with what he does, the relationships he has with guys. It's tremendous respect within the city of Chicago, but yeah, he's well established in a lot of different areas.
Having a guy that can navigate Chicago, because not always easy to do that, what kind of advantage is that? It's someone that knows.
Yeah, well, it's not a disadvantage. I mean, just the fact that he knows it and is from there is obviously a positive. And he's been instrumental in youth basketball, and he's dealt with pros. Again, so I don't want to pinpoint it as just he's a Chicago guy. He's much more than that. And that's probably the last reason that he was hired, was he's from Chicago. That's just the bonus from that aspect.
Are there conversations with Kofi right now?
Sure, he's our player. Until he's not.
Sure. What does that look like right now? I mean, is it an aspect of re-recruiting in a sense, or
No, I think that you give. I think we all have to understand that these are all educational times for guys to learn and gather as much information as they can on whatever front that is, and that's where Kofi's at, and he knows he's got a tremendous legacy here and has been a part of what we're doing, and we're always here to show him our love and help and whatever that looks like. So we'll be supportive of him any way we can.
How big of a part has NIL been in those conversations and the potential earnings that you could get, by staying here for a third year?
Well, we don't know much about NIL. I think it would be foolish to speculate too much on that. I think there's a lot of parameters out there. I think that having the fan base we have, having the social media activity that we have, we've hired a company in Open Doors that has been will be phenomenal. I think that his stature in terms of college basketball obviously plays into that being very good for him. But you've got to be able to understand we don't have a lot of guidelines yet in how this is actually going to work, or an example, and Kofi might be the guiding light in that. Who knows?
It's rare that you have to re-recruit a player and recruit it well first. What's this new reality?
Yeah, it is the new reality. We're going to have to do that every year, and but I think it's different. It's challenging from the sense that I'm always going to be a kind heart, that I want what's best for young people. I obviously believe that winning is really hard, so you've got to have people who are just as committed to you. And but I think it's we're in a world where your players have options, and they're going to look at all those options, and so we accept that, and we're going to have to adapt to that.
How has NIL played out so far?
It's obviously a hot topic on the road recruiting, and I don't think anybody knows. I think right now we hear a lot of over-exaggerated things that are. We'll see if they come to fruition or not. I don't know, but I think it's great for our student athletes. I think guys are having opportunities and exploring opportunities that will be there. But you've got a lot of different things that change, from taxes to financial aid to how do you manage a contract, and so there's are things national, are things local? There's a lot of factors in there, gift in kind. So you're looking at a lot of different factors that have to be worked through yet.
Off-season workouts gone.
Say that again.
Workouts gone.
Yeah, very good. Very, very good. Very good. I've been very pleased. We've taken it very slow. They're full-fledged in with Fletch in terms of the weight room. That's the biggest key right now, is getting some guys stronger. We did not have an off season last year in the weight room, so guys like Corbello, Coleman, Hawkins, huge off season for them in terms of that, along with the freshmen. And they're all here other than Jacob. Jacob's been in Japan playing with the Finnish national team, so great experience for him. But I've been very, very pleased.
I mean, you've got several new guys as well. Just how meshed with other guys?
Yeah, Omar coming from Florida and Alfonso coming from Utah to go along with our three freshmen. You see the maturity of our transfers. They both come from very successful programs. So that transition's been great. They fit us character-wise. I've been really excited with how they've dove into our culture of work. They both spend a lot of time in the gym, and I'm excited as heck about our freshmen. They all offer something a little bit different talent-wise, but in terms of getting in the gym and working and diving right in, they've been both feet into to the work part.
I mean, just how they maybe adjusted to.
Yeah, they've all handled the workload great. I think the biggest challenge is, why I say it always starts when I step on the floor and start coaching them. Everything right now has been very positive, very individualized in terms of the, getting shots, ball handling, the fundamental things of the game. We've had just 2 group workouts. We'll add a third this week. But it's been very positive. They're great listeners. They've paid attention, and that's all I can ask for at this point.
About their introduction to Fletch, how he does things.
It's a good one. It takes them a week or so to find out that they can stand up and sit down and not be in pain. And they shoot a jump shot. It's an air ball. It's not them. It's the weight room. And so there's a lot of positives, but they've attacked it, and that's been really positive to see.
Illinois football has all these superstars. You're gonna have a couple. How important is those guys with all their experience coming back this year?
Very, very big. I mean, you're talking about 2 guys that have been with us 4 years, now going on year 5. One of the reasons they've been here 4 years is they believe in our culture, and you're talking about great leaders. You're talking about guys that have, 100 plus games, I don't know the number of games, 100 plus games of experience. They're older. They've been in the weight room. They've both been, for the most part of their careers, starters. Great teachers, great human beings, guys that these young guys, new guys can learn from. They coach guys through these individuals this time of year, and that's huge.
And back on the road, recruiting the last month and some more this month. Does it feel the same after a year, kind of stuck in Champaign?
Yeah, it's been a busier summer maybe than normal because of the month of June. We had so many visits, and then we had the scholastic periods where we were out a lot. I think we worked every day in June. And now we're back to the AAU stuff this past weekend. Yeah, it's great. For me, it's a big part of our evaluation is seeing the personal side of kids, not just the physical. The travel's hectic as always and so on, but I enjoy the fact that we're out to resemble something close to normal in terms of being able to see kids.
How's Tyler done on the road?
He loves it. It's been a great experience for him. It's fun to see. I get a text from Fran McCaffrey, and to see guys in the league who know him. And it was beneficial for us as a program, especially during the scholastic period, because people understood his name and recognition, and so that was positive. So I'm excited. He's enjoyed it. He's a natural at it.
Well, you got the opportunity to have and for him to get that experience on top of.
Yeah, Yeah, and I hope we continue with that in the fall. There's no harm in that, and that's what guys get in this business for, is to teach and to grow and help young people grow. So I hope we go back to that, Scott. So it's only been for the summer, but literally for guys to get hands-on players and teach. It's what we do. It's what they all want to do, and to have that experience is invaluable.
So how's he going for maybe teammates?
Yeah, Trent goes, it's going to be a real problem when he can make me run. And but he's handled it. He was always kind of that as a player. He handled our scout team. He sat in meetings last year with our coaches when involved scouting. That part of it's been a pretty natural maturation for him and the next step. And he's always involved in recruiting, so he's always paying attention to athletes and players around. So it's just actually going out and sitting 12 hours in a gym that he's had to get used to.
Thanks, Brad.
Thank you.